Hey everyone, I'm Brian Sparks, editor of Greenhouse Grower, back in the studio today with Dr. A. Allan Armitage. How are you today, Alan?
Doing well, Brian. Thank you for getting together. It's always great fun to chat with you and chat with anybody who's silly enough to listen to us.
Definitely, definitely. So your most recent column for Greenhouse Grower, which ran in our November issue, and it's also available on greenhousegrower.com, you talked about an opportunity in your community to do something nice. Um, and as we were talking through that, I started to think, that there's no wrong way to communicate and work within your communities. So can you kind of talk about what that project was and how that can potentially extend into improving relationships and improving communication between grower
Yeah,
retailers and the communities that they're in?
yeah. And again, this just happened to be me and a bunch of people deciding that we're going to do some things together. It happened to be horticultural because that's just what needed to be done. Certainly, it's not something I'm going to lecture anybody to get out there and do, but sometimes these opportunities just appear. And what we have to do is, excuse me, what we should be doing, what you can be doing as an industry is saying, well, okay, maybe we can do some things. And many of you are. Many of you are working with, I don't know, master gardeners, or many of you are working with your communities, or many of you are doing festivals or whatever. That's great. And that's what we need to do. The more we get out of our little bubble, and we're really good at talking to each other. We're really, really good at it. But the more we get out of talking to each other and talking to the community, whatever that is, the better we are. So this little column that I wrote was essentially um, the opportunity came that our little green spaces here in Athens were not being taken care of by the city local government. They mowed them when they could. Their budget was lousy every
Yeah.
6 weeks, so the grass is growing, and it just looked crappy. So a bunch of us, instead of and we were all mumbling and moaning and groaning about tax dollars and this and other thing, we just looked at each other and said, let's instead of putting the blame on, let's do something about it. So a
Yeah.
bunch of us just got some lawnmowers out, and away we went. And we just started doing this, and everybody saw this is pretty cool. And we said, well, maybe we can then. And this is just us. We're doing it ourselves. We've tried to be stewards with the community as far as the local government. And they said, well, you know, you can do some things. And the column is really kind of cool because of some things it turned out we couldn't do.
Yeah.
But hey, life goes on. So anyway, we went to our community and said, hey, how about putting some money into this? We can get some benches, yada yada. My point is that we took this little horticultural thing and we reached out to the community. We then put out some containers of chrysanthemums in the fall. I thought this is the coolest thing ever. And it's a bunch of old guys like me that are just doing it.
Yeah.
So instead of fixing the blame, we fix the problem. And it's still going on. Now we're talking about what can we do in the spring or even in the winter right now. Should we put some pansies out? But it's all us working now with the growers who are giving us plants.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool. And again, those are opportunities. And there's opportunities to work with the local charities. There's opportunities to do all sorts of stuff because people love this horticulture stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pain in the rear end when your plants die and your fertilizer doesn't work and all that stuff. But people love this, even though they don't want to dig in the dirt. But put a beautiful container of yellow chrysanthemums out by a garden bench. It's amazing. So anyway, it's not a lecture about what we can do, should do, or would do. It's just opportunities to arrive. Keep our eyes open and work with the community. And I think
Well,
you'll enjoy that column if you haven't read it already. And I've also got something else coming out next month, I think, on another opportunity that just appeared
yeah.
and how we reach out to the community. So anyway,
Well, yeah, I mean,
that's
it's
it.
all about being ingrained in your local community. And as you were talking there, I think too, we do a couple of our Medal of Excellence awards every year for a head grower and for operation. And when we ask, people to fill out our nomination form, we have various qualifications that we look for. And it's anything from, investing in technology to growing nice plants to, being a leader in the industry. One of the things we also ask about is being a leader in your community. And this is exactly why, because as you said, it's great to work within the industry and talk to each other, learn from each other. That's great. But what's more important than working in your community, getting to know the people who surround you and letting them get to know more about you as well and working together, doing good things for each other. This is a great example of that.
And lots of us are doing it. And I say us, lots of us in the industry, growers, garden. I certainly for sure. This just happened. Opportunity came our way. I
Yeah,
was able to write about it. People able came back and said, "That's kind of cool." And it's nothing that any of us couldn't do. So yeah, let's just keep our eyes open for opportunities.
absolutely, absolutely. All right, Alan, great catching up with you again today.
My pleasure, Brian. All the best, everybody.